Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. So today I wanted to do a little bit of a different video. So this is going to be a collection of everyday eye looks for me. When I'm creating looks for my YouTube and for Instagram, I feel like I do a lot of more colorful looks. So I kind of wanted to share the eye looks I do on a daily basis. I definitely do go a little more colorful some days, but I also go a lot more neutral some days as well. And I sometimes am mixing palettes and stuff. So I have seen other people do this with sharing like a week of their eye looks. I don't know how many I'll be able to do for this video, but I thought it was a fun idea. So for this first one, I am actually only going to be using one palette, and that is going to be my ColourPop Garden Variety palette. So here is what that one looks like on the inside. Alright, the first shade I want to start with is Prickly Please. And this is just going to be my first crease shade. I do have a little bit of makeup on already. I did like my face makeup and I put some eye primer down and set that. So I'm just kind of going over that now with these shades. I'm going to try and go through these kind of quickly because I feel like there's going to be quite a few looks and I don't want this to be too long of a video, but it will probably end up being pretty long. So I'm just running a few errands with this look today, so it's not going to be super crazy, but I think I want to use this for an Instagram look as well, so it's probably going to be a little bit more out there than a typical everyday look for me. Alright, the next shade I want to take is Over the Bloom, and I'm going to use this to just start deepening the crease. It's just a little bit darker than that previous shade and a little bit more pink tone as well. Alright, next I want to take Clay Day here, and I'm going to use this as, again, a deepening shade and bringing it into the outer and inner portions of my lid. And I will connect this in the crease as well. Alright, then our next matte shade is going to be Root 'em Up. And I'm just going to use this in the very inner and outer portions of my lid, just to add in a little bit more depth, but I don't want this color to take over too much, because I still want this to be a little bit of a lighter look. I feel like this is one of the most perfect spring tone palettes in my collection, so I knew I definitely wanted to reach for it. Alright, next I'm going to take Don't Leave, and I think I'm just going to pick this up on my finger. This is one of their Super Shock shadows that's in their palettes, and to be completely honest with you, this is not my favorite shade. I feel like it's very sheer, and I feel like I always have a hard time getting it to pack down fully. It doesn't look bad, I just feel like there's not much of a base to it. Like, the color's pretty. I just wish it had a little bit more opacity to it. Alright, then I'm going to take Wavelength for my inner corner, and we will be able to call this look complete. I'm going to go add some mascara and be right back. Alright, here is the final look. This is pretty typical of an everyday look for me, a little bit more dramatic than just plain neutrals, but still on the neutral side, and I really do like how this one turned out, so we can just jump right into the next one. Alright, I am ready for my second look. I have a couple palettes here, but I'm not sure if I'll use both of them, but I know for sure I want to reach for my Sigma Enchanted palette. So here is this Color Story. And the shade I want to start out with is this one right here. And this is the shade Innocent. So I think I have the idea of the look that I kind of want to create in my head. I want it to be a little bit lighter up here and darker back here. I am going out with some friends tonight, so I just want to be a little more glam with this look. and a little bit sparkly. So that is currently the plan. So I'm just going to start by kind of running this one all through the crease and just dragging it out in this outer corner. The next shade I want to take is Loam, and I'm picking this up on a pretty small blending brush, and I want to start kind of winging this out along the lash line and then into the outer corner. I don't want this to be like a super sharp wing, but I kind of want to start giving that shape, that effect over here. All right, then kind of want to do the same thing with Claystone. And I'm going to go right over top of where we just placed that other shade. All right, then I want to take Moonglade, and I think I'm going to take this on my finger. I'm doing a lot of shimmers on my fingers with this video so far. I don't usually, but I kind of want this to be a little bit messier and just pack down really nicely, and I feel like fingers pick up the shimmers the best. So I'm just going to pack this kind of on the first half of my eye, just super messily get it packed down here. All right, then just to add a little bit more sparkle and dimension, I'm going to take Metamorphosis, and I'm going to put this just on the very front of my lid, just tapped right over top. All right, next I want to take some of Wicked, and I pick this up on an angled brush and then wet the brush with it. And I'm just gonna do a very small wing right in this outer portion of my eye. And I'm not gonna connect it all the way to the inner portion. I just kind of want to go halfway so we leave that inner portion light and open. All right, I added some mascara, so here is the final look. I am so happy with how this one came out. I think it is super pretty, very glam, and I just am really loving how it turned out. So this is my little night out look, and yeah, let me know what you guys think. All right, we can jump into our third look. So this look is going to be super simple. I do have a couple palettes to reach for, but I'm just going to the dentist today, so I just wanted to do very minimal makeup. So I'm going to start out with my Beauty and the Beast palette from I Heart Revolution, and the shade I want to take is Mrs. Potts. So I'm just starting with this on a pretty dense kind of brush. It's a little bit on the bigger side, so I just want to use this to set down my eye primer and just kind of get this look started. I know I have a off-white setting shade in my Expand the Pan project, but I'm also working towards hitting pan on this one on the side, so I just kind of felt like reaching for this one today. Then the other palette I want to reach for is my Wet n Wild Game Over palette. This is their Pac-Man collab, and I'm going to reach for this mid-tone brown matte shade, and I'm just going to lightly run this one through my crease. And this palette is actually in my Pan Those Eyeshadows project, so I will be reaching for that shade as well. Usually for my everyday looks, I'm reaching for a few palettes at a time, and I try for at least one of them to be a part of my projects, but sometimes that doesn't always happen. But I'm doing what I can to get some use on the shades that I have pulled in for my Pan Those Eyeshadows and Expand the Pan. All right, then I'm going to reach back into Mrs. Potts, this time on a fluffier blending brush, and just kind of blend the crease a little bit so it's not super harsh. All right, then I'm just going to reach into this white shimmer from the Pac-Man palette, and I'm going to pop this in my inner corners. I am working towards hitting pan in this shade. I feel like the dip is a lot bigger than I might think. I have been reaching for this one quite a bit, and these pans are pretty shallow. I'm going to pop a little of this on my brow bone as well. So hoping that I can slowly start showing some actual progress in this one and maybe get a pan. All right, then just going to pop on a little bit of my Wet n Wild Max Volume Plus mascara. This is just my go-to everyday mascara. I think it works really well to just create a nice everyday look. Since my lashes are pretty light, this just adds a little bit of color and a little bit of length, which I do really enjoy. And that will do it for this look. Like I said, super simple for this look. I'm probably still gonna have people questioning why I would even wear makeup to the dentist, and honestly, just because I want to, but definitely just went more on the subtle everyday side compared to some of my more typical looks. So yeah, let me know what you guys think, and I will see you for the next look. Good morning, everyone. So today I am getting ready for work, and I wanted to create a little eye look to go with my outfit. So the first palette I want to take is my ColourPop Midnight Masquerade, and I want to take the shade Enchanted here. And the shade like perfectly matches one of the colors that's in my pants today. So definitely wanted to make sure I used this one. So just gonna start by running this through the crease, how I start a majority of my looks. Alright, then moving to my Wet n Wild Pac-Man palette, I want to take a little bit of this orangish matte shade, and I'm gonna start just kind of deepening the crease up with this one. I don't use this shade a ton, but it is a pretty shade. Alright, then throwing one more palette in the mix. This is my It's a Princess Thing palette from ColourPop, and I'm going to take the shade Chip, and I'm just going to use this to start blending out the crease, just kind of dull the color up a little bit and soften the edges. Alright, then I want to take Enchanted Rose from that same palette, and the shade is in my Pan Those Eyeshadows project, and it is a little bit more on the pinky side, but I think I can blend it together with these shades and it'll go with this look. Alright, then next for my Midnight Masquerade palette, that first palette we took, this is Mama Odie, and this shade is easily one of my favorites in my collection. It is so pretty. It has a little bit of a pink to green shift in it, and I just absolutely love using this shade whenever I reach into this palette. It's kind of like a go-to for me. Alright, then for the inner corner, you can probably already guess from the palettes I was reaching for, I'm going to take my little Pac-Man shade. Once again, this is in my Pan Those Eyeshadows project, and it just makes a really beautiful inner corner shade. Alright, I added some mascara, and here is the final look. I feel like this shows kind of my everyday looks. I like to go maybe a little bit bolder, but still a little bit on the kind of subtle side. And yeah, love how this one came out. This is definitely a go-to look for me, especially when I'm wearing the outfit I'm wearing today. So really love how this turned out, and I think I'm only planning about one more look for this video, but stay tuned for that. Alright, I think this is going to be my last look for this video, and the first palette I want to take is my ColourPop Back to Hogwarts palette. This palette is massive, it's not going to fit in the screen. So the first shade I want to take is Enchanted Keys. So this morning I am getting ready for church. I feel like with the looks I've done, I have given a pretty good variety of my everyday looks. I feel like we got a work look, kind of just an everyday running errand look, a going out look. I work from home a lot of the days, so I'm not doing my makeup for those days, so that's why I think there might have only been one day that I actually got ready for work, but I still feel like you can kind of see the variety of looks I create on a daily basis. Alright, next shade I want to take is Sorting Hat. This shade like matches the sweater I'm wearing today almost perfectly. So, loving that. I did do my face makeup already. I always do my face makeup before my eye makeup. I'm feeling particularly broken out today, which is a little annoying, but I just kind of tried to conceal it. Alright, next I think I want to take Nimbus 2000. I feel like I'm not exactly sure what I want to be doing with this look. I know I want to be a little bit more on the cool tone side, but this palette does have a lot of warm tones in it as well, so just trying to choose the best shades for this look. And I'm going to be bringing this one pretty far across my lid, I think. Alright, then I'm going to take my Wet n Wild Game Over palette, and I am so close to hitting pan on this shade. I hope you guys can see that. So that is, of course, the shade we're going to take. And I am going to pack this in the inner portion of my lid, my inner corner, everywhere around here, just to brighten up a little bit. I want to kind of blend this over top of the other shimmer shade we put down and just work on mixing these two together a little bit. Alright, I did go ahead and add some mascara to complete this look. So again, just a little bit more simple, neutral, everyday look. This one's a little bit more on the cool tone side. I definitely find myself going back and forth between warm tones and cool tones. I love them both. So it just kind of depends on what I'm feeling that day and kind of what I'm wearing too. So let me know what you guys think of this look and what you guys thought of this video. Is this something you would be interested in seeing more of? Was this enough? Let me know what you guys thought and what else you would like to see from me in general as well. Give this video a thumbs up if you did enjoy. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any future uploads. And with all of that said, I will see you in my next video. Bye!